no matter what, is going to be something of, let's just say, a treasure and of crucial importance for sure. Now, we got about 10 minutes left, gentlemen. I'll start with you, Henning. Do you have any closing remarks tonight or anything that you want to tell the people?
Yeah. If you go look at my playlist called the Daniel Timeline, it clearly states that 7 years after the birth of Israel state, take those years and add it up to when the state of Israel was proclaimed in 1947. Then we get the year 2017. That's where Christ is supposed to return at the end of the tribulation. So if you subtract 7 years from those 2017, then we are in the year 2010. And the conflict between Israel and Iran is escalating, and it will end bloodshed. There is no question about it. It's prophesied. It has to be like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Henning, you're breaking up, my friend. You're breaking up pretty bad. Griff, do you have anything you want to add while I try to get Henning reestablished here?
The Christian. Go ahead.
Am I back again?
Yeah, no, not yet. You're still breaking up pretty bad. Can you just reconnect for me?
You want me to call back?
Yes, just call back, because a lot of times when you reconnect, it ends up being a lot better.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Griff.
Joe, I'm going to buy a telephone for Henning, and we'll send it to him. And it'll be the old black telephone that plugs in the wall, and it's reliable and it sounds good. What do you think? You know, the state of Israel was formed 47-48, and the ship Warfield was one thing that actually brought the Israeli situation to the floor and the tables of the United Nations in the late 40s. The Warfield was the ship carrying the Jews out of concentration camps in Germany, and they ran into the blockade by the British around the land of Palestine. They opened the motors up and made a run for the land with 2,000 Jews on board of the Warfield. The Warfield was a Virginia ship, and I knew some of the people that put that plan together back in the 40s. And the British stopped, beat the Jews, crunched the side of the ship. But as they made the run for the land with all of the Jews on board, they changed the name of the ship, and they put a banner on the side calling it the Exodus. And that was the beginning of the Movietone newsreels came before the United Nations, and that's where the vote came to establish the land of Israel. It said in the prophecies, this generation will not pass away until. So we're in the tail end of the generation that was born and were alive there in 1948. So one would think Bible prophecy would indicate something is about to happen here pretty soon. That's what Henning was talking about.
Right. Henning, I got you back now. Do you want to finish your thoughts, sir?
I actually wanted to read something about the Corexit, and that should already make people raise their eyebrows of what is being used out there. And that's simply just the hazard identification. Can I read that?
By all means, go ahead.
Why make people look up? Emergency overview. Warning, combustible. Keep away from heat. Keep away from sources of ignition. No smoking. Keep container tightly closed. Do not get in eyes, on skin, on clothing. Do not take internally. Avoid breathing vapor. Use adequate ventilation. In case of contact with eyes, rinse immediately with plenty of water and seek medical advice. After contact with skin, wash immediately with plenty of soap and water. Wear suitable protective clothing. Low fire hazard. Liquids may burn upon heating to temperatures above the flash point. May evolve oxides of carbon under fire conditions. May evolve oxides of sulfur under fire conditions. Already there, that tells you this substance corrects it is very, very bad. And that should really make people wake up. Just alone that.
That's true.
Think about they're putting millions of gallons of that stuff out into the sea. And it's going to be airborne in a storm. It is some very bad stuff.
Yeah, it is very bad. John, you have any closing remarks tonight?
Yeah, Joe. First, I'd like to thank Henning and AC for coming back. It's a great show tonight. And I would like to state also to the people, if you don't know what to do and you really want to help us out, one of the things you can do, it doesn't even need to be our radio station. As long as the word is getting out, email the link to somebody you know or love and try to wake them up. What's the worst that's going to happen? They call you a nutcase or they argue with you? Then just move on. Why do you care what they think? You're trying to educate them. You're trying to wake them up. And if you can't go out on the street or you can't do other type of activism, do some email activism, but get the word out. Spread the word about the Freedom Link on YouTube, Admiral Conservative on YouTube, and Freedom Link Radio on Blog Talk, so people like yourself can come in and hear guests like AC and Henning Kemner and hear debates and talk about the issues of the day. That's what you can do. Thanks for coming, everybody. Joe, back to you.
Yeah, and one thing we want to do is my wife here is going to post a link in the box that has to do with chemical attacks and some of the things that to look for. And it's a government website. It's nationalterroralert.com /chemical attack. Just take a look and read that kind of stuff and see the striking similarities that we see between what's going on in the Gulf and what they say to expect with a chemical attack. I just find that kind of interesting that they do that. If anybody has any information that you want to bring forward to us that you want us to put out, our email address again is thefreedomlink@centurylink.net, and or you can contact us on our YouTube channels, and we would be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. But remember, folks, time is short, and the best way to prepare for this is by preparing yourselves and your families at this point for what appears to be, in all senses, inevitable. And with that said, I would like to thank A.C. Griffith and Henning Kemner for coming on tonight. Guys, what an incredible outpouring of information we've given. And I can only hope and pray that people take this and take it seriously. And Griff, Henning, thanks for coming by. John, you can go ahead and take us out on the outro. And this is Joe Joseph. This is John King, signing off.
I noticed something was wrong. It wasn't being reported in the mainstream media. I began a search for answers. That's when I found Freedom Link. Freedom Link Radio reports on the real issues of the day, not the fluff from mainstream media. They don't report on the fads and trends, just the facts about the stories I want to know. If knowledge is power, then Freedom Link me. When mainstream media reports on Hollywood affairs and political scandals, I turn to Freedom Link Radio for real stories along with commentary from their hosts. Freedom Link Radio provides me with the latest information on stories and a fresh perspective not found anywhere else. Freedom Link Radio is like a dose of reality for a sick world.